Hi everybody, welcome back to the Awaken Your Chakras class. We are in the Getting Started module, and this is just a general overview of the 7 main chakras. As we will talk about in the class, there are many more chakras, a lot more to the energy field, but since this is a class about chakras, I thought we could get going with an overview of each of those 7 main chakras that are associated with the physical body, and just start to get oriented to where they are, what they do, what the issues are, what's going on. So of course, we're going to go so much more into detail in the class. So I want to say up front, please don't get worried about getting all the information. I really just want you to start getting comfortable with the notion of chakras and what they do and how they work, and we will then build on that foundation later. Okay, so no pressure, just start to kind of see what sinks in about the chakras. I'm just going to give you a brief overview to each of the 7 chakras here. So the 7 chakras govern every aspect of our lives. So starting at the bottom with the red, the first chakra, we count from the bottom up. So red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, just like a rainbow. The frequencies of those chakras are what give them their color. And as you can see, they are each located with on the physical part of the body, starting at the base of the spine for the first chakra and ending at the top of the skull for the crown chakra. And basically, each one of those chakras governs that area of the body, and the physiological and mechanical and physical functions, but also there's emotional themes as well. And that's, we're going to talk about all of those combined, and we're going to go through each of these chakras one by one in this lesson. So let's start with the first chakra, the root chakra. Chakra is a Sanskrit word that means wheels of light or spinning light. And so a lot of the chakra terminology comes from Sanskrit. So chakra 1 is in Sanskrit called Muladhara, and that means root. So this is the root chakra at the root of the body. The color is red, and it's located at the base of the spine. So if you have had me walk you through a grounding cord, you know that that first chakra is right at the bottom of the torso, and it is right between the anus and the genitals, or you could think of it as the base of the spine. It's the same kind of thing. So physically, the root chakra covers all of our survival issues. So this is where our survival stuff comes up. I'm sorry, that's the emotional thing. The physical is this part of the body. So the base of the spine, the legs, the feet, the butt, the large intestines, your bones, your teeth, and your bowel and anus and large intestines and bones. So physically, when we have energy here in this first chakra, that part of our body is going to feel pretty good. Our legs, our feet, our hips, our digestion is all going to be pretty good, because this is the most physical of the 7 physical chakras. It has the most earth energy. The issues and themes here are about survival and physical survival. So because through most of our history as a species, our survival has been dependent on our family of origin and the tribe that we are in, these are the issues of the first chakra. So money, family, tribe, fitting in, and physical survival are all part of first chakra issues. When our first chakra is balanced, We have good health, we feel grounded, we feel balanced, we've got our right livelihood, we are feeling good at our place in the world. When it's out of balance, we can overeat, get overweight, we can be really rigid in our thinking, have prejudices, and we can also be underweight and fearful and anxious and unfocused and ungrounded. So those are some of the themes of chakra number 1, the root chakra. Chakra number 2 is the sacral chakra, and the Sanskrit name is Svadhisthana, which means sweetness. The color is orange, and this chakra is located about 2 finger widths below our belly button. Physically, the energy center is governing our reproductive system, our spleen, our urinary system. For women, it's where our uterus and ovaries are, so all kinds of menstrual stuff. Back pain, knee problem, and sexuality are all part of this chakra. And the themes around it are the emotions, sexuality, relationships, and creativity. So these are the next level of relationships outside of the tribe or family of origin that we're born into. So this is where we're starting to go out and interact with the world and start having relationships on our own. When this chakra is balanced, we have a balanced life. We have emotional intelligence, healthy boundaries, good sexuality. We are creative. We have honor in our relationships. And when it's out of balance, we see the extremes of either when this chakra is deficient, we are fear of change, we don't have passion, we have bad social skills, we have over boundaried ourselves, we have really kind of locked ourselves into our position. And when we have too much energy here, that's when we start seeing people who are really overly sensitive. There may be sexual addiction, emotional dependency, invading other people's space, not respecting boundaries, all those kinds of things. So this chakra is really about relationships and creativity and those kinds of things. So that's chakra number 2, the sacral chakra. And then moving up the chakras to chakra number 3, this chakra is associated with the color yellow, and it's located at our solar plexus, so just a few finger widths below our xiphoid process, just below the center of our ribs. And the Sanskrit name is Manipura, which means illustrious gem. Physically, the 3rd chakra is governing the abdomen, the stomach, all of our internal organs, our adrenals, our digestion, our liver, our pancreas, diabetes, are all right here. So this is that midsection of our torso is governed by this 3rd chakra. And the themes are personal power and boundaries, self-esteem, and honor. This is really the chakra that governs us going out into the world and making our mark and being effective in the world. So this 3rd chakra is a lot about being sovereign in your space, which I know many of you have heard me use that phrase before. It's really about knowing who you are, what your values are, and that you can go out and affect change in the world in the way that you want to. When the 3rd chakra is balanced, you are responsible, reliable, effective, you're generous, you keep your word to yourself and to others, you have integrity, you have your own inner power, and you have a good sense of humor. Isn't that interesting? 3rd chakra governs our sense of humor. When this chakra is out of balance, we have the extremes around these themes. We have aggression, domination, bullying, physical abuse, being overly competitive, being really stubborn and controlling. And when we have not enough energy in this third chakra, we have low self-esteem, fear of rejection. We may be flaky and unreliable, have a lot of passiveness about us, have a victim mentality, and really fall victim to being easily manipulated by somebody with probably too much third chakra energy. So this third chakra is really about personal power and boundaries, self-esteem, and our values, what we honor in ourselves and in our world, the world around us. And that brings us up to chakra 4. And before I talk about chakra 4, I want to just mention that this is the turning point of the chakras. So the chakras below the 4th chakra are really about physical survival in the world, and the chakras above the 4th chakra are much more about spiritual issues. So there's a real continuum as we move up through the 7 chakras, from the very basic physical survival up to the most spiritual. And so the heart is kind of that turning point. So the heart chakra, the 4th chakra, is located in the center of the chest, often called the heart center. The Sanskrit name is Anahata, which means illustrious gem. And the physical area of the body that is governed by this chakra is the chest. So our lungs, our ribs, our breathing, our asthma, our immune system, our circulation, the heart, the lungs, the thymus, the breasts. Some people say the arms. I personally, the way I sense energy is I get the 5th chakra governs our arms, but just wanted to let you know that up front, because you may see it other ways. It's not the way I see energy and the way I see issues, but some people associate the arms with the heart chakra. When we get to the 5th chakra, I'll explain why I include the arms there. So when this chakra is balanced, we are embodying love, right? We're compassionate, loving, empathetic, forgiving, hopeful. We trust ourselves, we trust others. And then when this chakra is out of balance, we can be antisocial and cold and shut off, or narcissistic, or depressed, or critical. We could be withdrawn, even depressed, when this chakra is low in energy. And when there's too much energy here, we are codependent and demanding and jealous and possessive and clinging. And also, this is where that martyr syndrome comes from, of being overly sacrificing. So too much energy in the heart chakra is too much, right? We want that balance. And these are the things that can happen when we aren't in balance. So those are things to look for and start going, maybe my heart chakra is out of balance, if you notice any of those qualities in yourself. So let's talk about the 5th chakra, the throat chakra. This is located right at the base of the throat, right at that little clavicular notch, that little indentation, the little V between your 2 clavicles. I know there's another name for those that's not clinical, but the Sanskrit name for this chakra is Visuddha, which means purification. The color is a really beautiful electric sky blue. And physically, this chakra governs this part of the body, so the throat, the shoulders, the voice, the ears, the neck, also the thyroid, parathyroid, and hypothalamus. So all 5th chakra physical conditions. I also really see the arms associated with the 5th chakra, because that energy of the 5th chakra, the themes around the 5th chakra are about communication, self-expression, and the arms are one of the ways that we reach out into the world and make things happen and create. So to me, the arms are very much a part of the fifth chakra and that theme of communication and self-expression. It can be in profession, it can be in personal. I mean, we express ourselves with hugs, and we reach out and touch somebody when we have, want to communicate something to them. So arms to me are part of the fifth chakra. When this chakra is balanced, we have a very strong sense of self and others. We have a great ability to be good communicators. Our voice is clear. We're able to give and receive help. Again, this goes into the symbology of the arms. And we also are very accepting of our place in the world relative to the divine. And that may not make a lot of sense right now, but we'll get deeper into this later in the class. So, I think the biggest theme and issue here is the throat, the voice, the self-expression is the biggie for the throat chakra. And if we have too much energy in the throat chakra, the way that shows up is gossiping, talking too much, inability to listen, always talking over people, or even stuttering can be an excessive energy characteristic. And when we don't have enough energy in this fifth chakra, then we could have fear of speaking, our voice could be weak, have a hard time expressing ourselves and putting our feelings and thoughts into words. And this ends up showing up as a lot of introversion and shyness and unwillingness to speak up. And then moving up to the sixth chakra, this is the third eye chakra. So this chakra is located right in the center of the forehead, in that little dent that's just above the eyebrows, between the two eyes, just a little bit up onto the forehead. You can kind of reach up and feel that dent in there. That's where your sixth chakra is. The color is a beautiful indigo blue purple kind of color, very deep. And the physical conditions that this chakra governs are all about this part of the body. So mostly the conditions in the head. So headaches, vision, hearing, the brain, and some spinal cord stuff, because the spinal cord originates up here in the head, and from the brain it goes down. So the sixth chakra can govern all of those things. When the sixth chakra is balanced, this is where we really shine. We have our intuition, we're very perceptive, our memory is strong, we have good intellectual and mental abilities, we also have good imagination. We're able to think symbolically, and we're able to evaluate things in a very sound, clear kind of way. The sixth chakra also is where our understanding of archetypes and patterns and symbols reside. So this is a really strong chakra for integrating the mental and the intuitive. And the way that we do that is through symbols. When this chakra is over energized and there's too much energy, then you get like fantasizing and hallucinations and a hard time really evaluating, discerning what is going on and what you want. And if there's not enough energy in this chakra, you have this kind of inability to look within. Your mental acuity is a little bit sluggish. You could have rigid thinking and a difficulty in seeing possibilities and seeing into the future and envisioning what things could be like. So sometimes people with low energy in their sixth chakra feel really stuck and just can't see any other way, like literally can't see any other way of being than the way things are. So when this chakra is balanced, man, we are on fire and in tune, and things are going well. And then finally, the seventh chakra is the crown chakra. And this chakra in Sanskrit is Sahasrara, which means thousandfold. And so this is the image of the beautiful lotus flower with the 1,000 petals opening up. The color is violet, and this is our connection to the divine. This is our connection to spirit. So physically, this chakra governs brain tumors, cognition, migraines, amnesia, and comas. So kind of the big overseer things. Oftentimes, these issues are related to a disconnect between our physical and our spiritual, or not allowing that spiritual connection to be present or to be aware of it. But when we're balanced in our seventh chakra, this is where we're living in the present moment, aware of our spiritual connection. In grace, we see things, we perceive and analyze and assimilate information easily. We're thoughtful, trusting, spiritual, and really residing in knowing that all is well and we are taken care of. If there's too much energy in this chakra, then we become overly intellectual, or we become addicted to spirituality, and also can get confused and feel dissociated between the physical body and reality. And if we don't have enough energy in the seventh chakra, then oftentimes there's learning difficulties, limiting beliefs, materialism, where the physical world is all important and the spiritual world doesn't matter, and apathy and that lack of connection, and also a real spiritual cynicism. I think the other thing that goes along with this is the what my friends in Africa call the great separation sickness, and what I call the illusion of separation. So when we have imbalance in this seventh chakra, we don't get that we are divine beings connected to the divine all the time in all ways, that we are loved and taken care of. And when this chakra is balanced, we reside in that place, and living from that place is very different from living from a place of I got to get mine, and the physical is the only real thing, and that's all that matters. So those are the seven chakras in order, from the root to the crown, from the base to the head, and from the most physical to the most spiritual aspects of our lives. But of course, we are completely integrated beings, with the physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and energetic completely woven together. And there are spiritual components to every single one of our seven main chakras. And we are going to go into all of that in this class. So that's my somewhat brief overview of the seven chakras. I wanted to give you that orientation so that you could see where the pieces fit together as we dive deeper. We're going to start with chakra 1 and move our way up and go through each of the chakras in turn, in depth, and really get to know and understand them more thoroughly. But for now, just think about, what did you learn about the chakras that you didn't already know? And what questions do you have about the chakras? Please bring those questions to our Q&A call, and I will look forward to seeing you in the next lesson. Have a beautiful day. See you next time.